Hi, this is Megan with Beadaholique, and today I'm going to show you how to anchor different types of chain to your bead embroidery foundation when you want to add a different kind of dimension to your bead embroidery. So I have 4 different types of chain here. I have a regular cable chain, a ball chain, a box chain, and a rhinestone cup chain. So it is a little different the way you'd want to secure them down, so I thought I would show you a few different types. So I have a piece of Lacy stiff stuff that I'm going to use as my bead embroidery foundation. And then I have a beading needle threaded with some nylon beading thread. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the regular cable chain. And I'm just going to do a little length, skip over, and do the next one, just to show you the different ways. And all I'm going to do is come up from the back, like always, with a knot. I'll go this way. So you'll want to use a thread color that's going to match your chain pretty well. And unless you want to see your foundation behind your chain, some of them it's going to hide more so than others. A regular cable chain is going to show through. So we do have a video on dyeing Lacy stiff stuff, so you could dye that to match a little bit better and it would show less. Or you could go ahead and just go right onto an ultra suede foundation or something like that. So all I did was take a stitch up and grab the end of the chain. So you just stitch up, go right around the end and right back down. Then you can see this chain, you kind of have it at an angle, a diagonal, where you have this side touching the foundation, then this side, then this side. So all you want to do is get your needle up right next to where the side of that link touches the foundation, and just take a stitch right over the side of the link and back down. And then you're going to come up in the next link, again, just inside where that link touches the foundation, and then take a stitch down right outside. So each time you come up with a stitch, you just want to capture that part and tack it down. So then you go into the next one, and you'll come up just inside that link and stitch it down. And don't forget to condition your thread, otherwise it will be tangly like mine. And you can make sure that your chain doesn't get twisted up too. You can keep it going every other one so that it will lay nice and uniformly. That's mostly a concern with the cable chain. I'll just do a couple more so that you can see the way that it lays. Okay, so you can see it lays nice and uniformly, and it doesn't misshape it at all, and it holds it down nice and firm. So that's how you would do a normal cable chain. I'm just gonna skip over a bit. Ball chain is actually pretty simple to anchor. You just want to come up through the back of your foundation, catch the chain right between 2 of the balls, and go right back down. And then you're going to come up right next to the join between the next 2 and go right down on the other side. And again, to one side of the little connector space and right back down the other side. And you keep moving along. I would go ahead and do a stitch between every section there, just to keep it connected well. And that's going to be really secure. Cup chain, you will secure pretty much exactly the same way as the ball chain. So I'm going to skip a little. So come up from the back of your foundation. Lay down your cup chain. And again, you're going to take a little stitch right on the connecting bar between two rhinestones. And cup chain and ball chain both collapse and expand. So make sure that you don't squish it up when you're stitching it down. Make sure you let it lay at its full length. You're going to go back to the next little connector bar between the rhinestones. Come up on one side and go right back down on the other. And make sure you don't get your thread caught in the prongs that hold the rhinestones on. And again, I would go ahead and put a stitch between every pair of rhinestones. And if you need to, you can tape down your chain to hold it still, or you can tack it in place, or you can follow the outside shape of a cabochon, or you can draw a line on your foundation and then follow it with the chain to keep track of where you need it to be going. Okay, so you can see that just like the ball chain, the cup chain is going to be really secure and it's not going to move around. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is box chain. So I'm just going to skip over. So with the box chain, you want to make sure that your needle is small enough to go through the openings. And instead of tacking it down across the side, you're going to tack it down inside the little box along the bottom. So this one's really clean looking. So you're going to come up from the bottom of your foundation, go through the end box, and then you're going to hold it down flat and go down right next to where your thread comes out. And then you can go to the next sideways box. So you're going to skip a link and go to the next link where the openings are to the side. You're going to come up next to the side of the chain, go through that box, and then go down through your foundation right next to there. And again, go to the next box that's open on the sides. You want to get your needle right up against it so that your stitches don't show through the box. And down. And you can continue like that to leave it just that way. I do also want to show you one other way to do this, where you can put beads on top of the box chain. It adds an extra bit of dimension. And you could probably figure out how to do this with some of the other chains, but it's really easy with the box chain, so I'm going to show you how to do that. If you wanted to do it with cable chain, you need to make sure that the bead is bigger than the hole in the cable chain. So that's the basic rule. Since the box chain has really tiny little holes, it'll work fine. So what I'm going to do is come up through one of the holes in the box chain. So this time you're using one of the boxes that has the opening facing up. Then you're going to take a bead And a seed bead is big enough. You just need it to be bigger than that hole. And you're going to go down, right back down through the same hole. So that bead is going to sit right on top. And then you go to the next hole, come up, grab a bead, and go right back down the same hole. Go to the next link, come up, grab a bead, and right back down that same hole. So you can see that's another way to add yet more dimension to your bead embroidery. So that should give you a basic idea on how to attach any different kind of chain that you have. And it can add a really interesting element to your bead embroidery.